Hi everyone, and welcome to my fragrance channel Elixis. Today we're going to be reviewing a fragrance from the house of Viktor&Rolf, and it is Spicebomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum. A very nice spring, fall, and winter fragrance that I'm sure most of you guys will love. Tune into the end of the video for me to give it a rating. Thank you all for being patient as well as I finally got over that sickness I had. Let's get started. So first we're going to take this clip off or pin, whatever you want to call it, as it's a grenade shaped bottle, and we're going to spray it directly onto our arm to get a visual representation of what this fragrance smells like. Ooh, this is good, and I mean really, really good. That nice green apple, just wonderful. Let's get further into detail into this fragrance and discuss about it. With this fragrance releasing back in 2020, it was a flanker in a very, very popular line at the time known as the Viktor&Rolf Spicebomb line. The most popular of those would have to be the Spicebomb Extreme, although this one is the more underrated flanker in my opinion. This one was tied with a flanker known as Spicebomb Infrared, which came out just a little bit after this one. And this one is a more fresher take on the Spicebomb DNA with accords of like a fresh, spicy, aromatic, woody type of scent mixed with some warm spices. This is along the lines of a winter, spring, and fall fragrance. I could see you pulling off this on like a summer night, but definitely not in the day. It's way too strong for that. This reminds me of just like a very nice warm apple pie, like a hot apple pie right out of the oven. That's what this fragrance smells like. It's got notes of like chili pepper, black pepper, cloves, lemon, especially green apple, and that nutmeg. In the middle, you get like this lavendery mint rosemary kind of smell with a little bit of a clary sage. And the base is very interesting. It's got some nice balsamic attributes to it with some balsam fir, pistachio, kind of a nutty note vibe towards the end, and some patchouli. It isn't very similar to the other Spicebomb fragrances, but I would honestly give this a try, especially if this is your first one going into it, as this, even though it's a lot different than some of the other Spicebomb DNAs, is kind of its own thing that it's got going on. So if you don't like some of the other Spicebombs, you might want to try this and just give it a shot. This leans more towards a fall, spring, and winter fragrance though, as I would only really try to pull this off in the summertime on like a summer night, because this is not like the Eau de Toilette version that this is based off of. The Eau de Toilette version, which I do not have, is more of a everyday, all year round type of fragrance. You can pull that one off a lot more in the summer versus this one, but that does not disclude this in the slightest. This is a very nice fragrance. This fragrance to me has just a very like pleasant and nice texture to it. Every time I spray it on, it's just nice and like warmth. It brings like kind of like a nostalgia feel to it. Great bursts of like spiciness, very nice on projection. This one on my skin is beast mode when it comes to projection. And later on in this video, when we talk about projection, I'm pretty sure this is the best one so far that we've reviewed. Although I'm not really that much into the bottle design because it's tacky, I could see the market for it, but to me, in terms of something like a fragrance, it doesn't need to really be that necessary of a design choice to be a grenade. I'm fine with it. It's not like the best bottle design, but really, that doesn't speak wonders to how good this fragrance is. I can look past the bottle. As long as the juice inside is amazing, who cares what the bottle looks like? So, to recap everything that we've gone over so far, let's first talk about the projection, which I said earlier was beast mode. I get about 9 to 11 hours of projection on this thing, which is amazing. Sometimes when you spray this on, you can wake up the next morning and sometimes you'll still smell it on your clothes. In terms of sprays, you do kind of have to be careful with this though, as after about like 4 sprays, in my opinion, it gets a little bit cloying. So try to stay in between 2, 3, maybe push it to 4 if you really need to. I will list the notes from Frangrenica off here to the side, and in terms of a price range, you can find it on stores for around $65 to $85, which in the fragrances we've reviewed so far is the most expensive out of all of them, but you really get what you pay for when it comes to projection on this thing. This lasts like an expensive fragrance. In terms of giving it a rating, this is another extremely tough one to rate because it is a beautiful fragrance on its own, but for the average guy trying to pull something off with just one bottle for all 4 seasons, this one really isn't that. You can get away with it being spring and fall and winter time, but you can't really pull this off that much in the summertime unless it's late at night. So for that, I'm still going to give it a really high rating of an 84 out of 100, just because of how good this thing is. It's just an amazing fragrance all around. I would have honestly rated it higher if it fell in line more with the other spice bombs in the line, as this flanker is the most different out of all of them. But still, you can't go wrong with something like this. This is extremely solid. Well, that is going to do it for this fragrance review of Viktor&Rolf Spicebomb Night Vision. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you want. If not, there's no hard feelings. And until the next fragrance review, I will see you guys in the next one.